Welcome to the official Windows 8.1 channel. And today we're going to talk about how to access the internet with Windows 8.1. So you got your new tablet, computer, or desktop. You've connected to the internet. How do you surf the web? That is an interesting little question because you have two ways of actually accessing the internet from the start. Now, depending on the brand of your computer, you might have different browsers installed. Our lessons here are going to be on Internet Explorer because that's the version of browser for the web that comes with every single computer. We will talk a little later on of the other choices. Now on your start screen, you'll have this blue tile with a white E on it, and that's Internet Explorer modern style that you can click on and it will automatically open the internet. How do you navigate through Internet Explorer? You might notice that it's different from older versions if you were using Windows 7, Vista, or XP before. You're wondering, wow, this is a full screen experience, and that's the basic way that they want you to use Internet Explorer 11, is to have it in a full screen experience. If you have a touch device and you swipe up from the bottom, you'll actually have the address bar show up. If you swipe up from the top, on some occasions you might actually have tabs, or on my case here, they're at the bottom also. So how do you navigate through the internet? Well, it's simple. All you have to do once you open Internet Explorer browser is to either right click if you have a non-touch device or swipe up if you have a touch device and go into the address bar at the bottom. Type whatever address you want to go to. For example, I want to go to Google, so you'll type www.google.com and press enter, and it will bring me to the search page of Google. If you have another address that you want to have, then simply type that address. For example, I want to see Computer World, so I'll type www.computerworld.com, and it brings me to that website with Internet Explorer, and it will ask maybe questions. For example, here it asked me, do want to actually block a pop-up from. It's always just close here. And so whatever site that you need to go to, you can go by the address bar at the bottom. If you don't know the address of a website, what you'll do, well, usually we go onto the Google web page and simply type whatever we're searching for. For example, maybe you don't know that YouTube is youtube.com, so you might want to type YouTube in Google, and there you'll have the link to YouTube. Notice that the little pointer becomes a hand on some of the links. That means that you can click on this. So you just click YouTube, and there you are. You're on the YouTube web page where you can click and watch videos. So that's basically how you navigate through the web with Internet Explorer. And you have a second Internet Explorer on your machine. If you click on your desktop tile now, and let's go into the desktop mode, you'll notice that you also have the blue E on the bottom left on the taskbar, or it might be actually an icon on your screen. If you click here, you'll notice that your Internet Explorer looks different. It actually is a desktop version of Explorer, which means that it looks more like the old times when you had the toolbars at the top and the address bar at the top, and this is pretty much the good old time, the good old way of working. So it is interesting to note that in Windows 8.1 they give you both versions of Internet Explorer for going through the web. And what's nice is that it gives you the possibility to use whatever you prefer. So if you want to have the good old style of using the computer and having your favorites show up and all, then this is the best way to work, because that's the way you are actually, it's the easiest way for you because you've used it for so many years. But it's nice to note that the start screen experience of of Internet Explorer is interesting, because it really shows up as a full screen experience, giving all the place of Internet Explorer. And so every page that you look at are taking the full screen real estate. So if you have a big screen, that's fun because you see much more information than if you'd use the desktop that has toolbars. So whatever experience you like, just remember that you have both versions available. And don't forget that if you're using a start screen app that needs to access the web, it will open the Start Screen Explorer, which means full screen experience all the time. And if you use desktop or regular programs like you had before, then they will probably open the regular desktop Internet Explorer. The question that is always asked, and people will always tell me, where's Google? Well, Google is a website. So remember that on your browser, what gives you the internet is Internet Explorer. The program Internet Explorer itself is meant to go to the web and ask for pages. So you don't click Google to go on Google. What you click is Internet Explorer and then navigate to Google, or maybe you want to put that page as a start page, and that's going to be a different lesson with Internet Explorer, as we're going through now surfing the web on different lessons. So for those that have a little more experience or that prefer, there are ways to navigate the web with other software. One of the pieces of software, as you see here, is that little round Google Chrome icon. That is another web browser. It's made by Google. It does basically the same job as Internet Explorer, but it is from Google instead of Microsoft. And of course, for other people, there might be third choice, and a lot of people use this one. It's Firefox. Mozilla Firefox is also a browser. So by having all these choices of browsers, what's nice is that if in the past you were using either Firefox or Chrome or Internet Explorer, all of these software can be installed. Explorer is installed by default, but Chrome and Firefox can be installed and downloaded from the web, and so that you can actually navigate with your favorite program. One last note concerning the Internet Explorer software. In Windows 8.1, Internet Explorer is in its version 11. So we are now really advancing very fast. If you've used Windows XP, you were using Internet Explorer 8, which is the last version available for Windows XP. If you're using Vista or Windows 7, Windows Vista add a possibility of Internet Explorer 10, and Windows 7 does have Internet Explorer 11. So depending on what operating system you upgraded from to Windows 8, you are now at the latest version, and Internet Explorer 11 is the only version that works with Windows 8.1. You cannot go to 10 or 9. It's impossible. So you have to live with these new functions. So that's basically how you browse the web. You go around, you click Internet Explorer, or if you've installed another browser, whatever browser, you can type the addresses at the top, or if you're on the Metro version, you can right click to get that address bar at the bottom. And you'll notice that every website that you go will slowly have little tabs or tiles show up. So for example, in the Metro version, I now have Google, YouTube, Google AdSense, Computer World, Yahoo Canada, the New York Times. These are websites that I actually access very often. So these will show up actually at the bottom as little tiles when you want to access and you click in the address bar. And so this is another way of enjoying Internet Explorer Metro or modern style on the start screen. If you are on the Internet Explorer from the desktop, well, you'll see that you have your favorites, and these are all the ones that are maybe important from an old computer, or you can make your own favorites. And of course, if you go to websites frequently, you'll click on the top and you'll see that some websites will actually show up for you because these are the websites that you go very often. So that's another way. It's the equivalent of the tiles that you've seen in the Metro version, but it's more of a list in the desktop version. So that's a quick tour of Internet Explorer and browsing the web. If you have any comments or questions, let us know. Subscribe to our channel. You'll be informed when new videos are online. We typically put videos every week, so you'll have new lessons. If you and we're going to continue on the internet and the browsing experience in Windows 8. Don't worry, this is just the first showing you what to use and how to get on the web, and you'll see how to use it even better in the next lessons, where we'll be talking about web browsing and also the different options of Explorer, and also email, which is coming up in another lesson. So thanks for watching. If you have comments, questions, suggestions, please let us know, and hopefully you are watching these videos and it's helping you learn more and more on how to use Windows 8.1. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you again on these Windows 8 computer lessons. Bye-bye.